Hi, Prosperity Team. It's Dr. Money coming to you from the prosperity corner of the universe where silliness is sacred and nobody's perfect. I am your professor of prosperity, and I like to speak with you about ideas that keep the flow in our lives. Let's talk about the difference between efforting and flow. Efforting is when we have to work at prosperity. Flow is more like allowing prosperity into our lives. I keep saying silliness is sacred because silliness creates flow. And if we do our affirmations, if we do our visualization out of desperation, then there's no flow. So sometimes we might have a project or an affirmation or a visualization that doesn't come to pass, but if we create a focus in that area, then we create flow, and it may not flow to us in exactly the way that we thought that it would flow, but it flows. We've created some kind of flow. I had a 10-day challenge in which I challenged myself to picture something for 10 days. And what I did was I pictured that I would have 10 of my books selling. Well, none of my books sold during that time. But what I did do is that I got a amount of money much larger than that to do some editing work. And so, I wanted a larger reading audience, which I will get with this editing. And so I did have, it created movement, it created flow. That's what happens whenever we focus on something with a high intention, then we create flow. So I didn't get exactly what I had pictured, but I did get flow. So it's important not to be too hung up on what it is that we're visualizing and really appreciate what it is that we receive when we picture something different in our lives. Because what we really want, we want fun and we want flow. Fun and flow. And when I say fun, it's not about being just nuts or crazy or, like a laughing hyena. It's just that the flow of the universe is fun. It's exciting. It's adventuresome. We shouldn't take any of this seriously. Prosperity is not a serious thing. Part of prosperity is actually a sense of joy and happiness. So whatever we do to create something, we should be excited about it. It's like, wow, won't this be wonderful? And so I wanted to sell 10 books. I did not sell 10 books. But I didn't go, oh, I really focused on this for 10 days and it didn't work and I didn't sell any books that I know of, because I can have Kindle books that are selling and I don't know about it. And I didn't go, so it doesn't work. I'm not doing this stuff. It doesn't work. No, that's not what I said. What I thought was there was a tremendous amount of flow that was created in my life. There was a lot of prosperity that was created in my life, and things changed in my life. And that's where we need to go. We look at flow and appreciate that, even if the specifics that we have worked on did not manifest. One time I pictured that I was moving to Houston, and I pictured it for weeks and months, and it didn't happen. But several years later, I ended up moving to Houston just out of the blue. And so all of the energy that I had put in to manifest moving to Houston actually took place at a time when I had just totally forgotten about it. And so many of the specifics that I had thought about years before did manifest. So I didn't sell the books within that 10-day period, but who knows when I'm going to sell more books. So I'm just saying that we need to appreciate what we have, to really have fun and flow, to notice what happens in our lives and not get too attached to things working out exactly like we had pictured they would work out. But I just want to say there have been many, many things that have worked out as I pictured them. Well, one thing, and I think I've told this story before, and that is that I had imagined myself being a jester in the Congress of the United States, which would, it's kind of, Congress can be seen as a joke, and I thought, well, it's so serious, and people are so mad all the time. Maybe I could go in and lighten things up, and it was just a fantasy. But I did end up in front of the Congress of the Philippines giving a performance that I think was very powerful. So that joke and that imagination did end up creating something, and I was just doing that for fun. It was like, wouldn't that be the most fun thing? I was very, very vivid with it. Wouldn't it be great to be in front of Congress and be in front of the president and give this presentation? And I was in front of Congress and I was in front of the president, just wasn't the president of the United States. So these things don't always work out exactly the way we want, but it's just much better for our lives if we have an optimistic, positive outlook, because that energy will manifest, and it will manifest for our good. And our good is always waiting to come. And when I say it's always waiting to come in different forms, but of course, good itself, the very essence of good, it's here right now. So we don't have to wait for good to come in form. I'm just saying that when we visualize and we remain optimistic, that good will come in form also. Maybe not in this moment, but it will continue to come. So this is Dr. Bunny. I hope that you're having a wonderful day and that you remember one thing for sure, and that is that I love